Hello everybody, Dave here, and I'm struggling a bit. My back has been really bad recently. I just about got over that, and then today it's gone. So I'm struggling a lot today. Even so, I want to try and get a bit of resin pouring done. Now, on the last couple of video clips you'll have seen, I have sealed the new piece of wood, the number plate, as I'm calling it, and you'll have seen that I did a pour on, I call it the snake, and the pour on that was quite interesting because colour wise of the resin and colour effect looks beautiful, but it's done something I wasn't expecting and I don't know why, and I've got a feeling it's a kind of reaction from the wood being sealed. So if you imagine a nice polished piece of wood, if you drop some water on it, it will slip off dead easy. But if you've got a very rough piece of wood and drop a bit of water on it, it won't slip off dead easy. So I'm thinking that what's happened here is that when I've sealed it, it's created a slightly rougher surface, which with the epoxy resin and potentially a bit too much of the colour powder, I've ended up with a roughish surface and a low viscosity liquid, which means basically it's a bit more gloopy. So instead of ending up with a really smooth edge all the way around, so this edge, I mean, to be fair, the resin is quite nicely flat, but it is raised up above the wood. Well, what I was expecting it to do was sort of level itself out over the edge where it basically meets the wood, and it hasn't kind of done that. I don't know if you'd be able to see, maybe if I get a bit on the white, it's very difficult to see, but anyway. So it's created a kind of raised edge. There's a, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like something was holding the resin back from just going all the way out and giving me a smooth edge. Now, I could kind of see it happening at the time of the pour, so I did try a couple of things to try and work it a bit more towards the edge, and in some bits it's kind of worked, but in the end I decided that what I would do is, what I would do is just keep the pour as it is. I'll give it time to level off, and then I'll sand it all down to level anyway. So that's kind of where I'm up to now, but it is just a bit frustrating though, because maybe you can see it on this bit. This area of resin is considerably raised up compared to the wood around it. Probably only by what, 2 mil, but that's a lot. So really the resin should have spread wider and smoother. Now, when I poured this, I was sat here thinking maybe I should get one of my sticks and just sort of scrape it across so that it covered more area, and then I can sand it down from there. But I didn't really want to do that. But yeah, so I need to try and work out why it is that it's doing this particular thing, because the black resin did a similar thing on one of the previous nameplates. Now it could be to do with the colour as well, making the resin mixture, oh, excuse me, a little gloopier. But one of the things that I'm actually going to try, for example, I'll show you on this. This has had a seal applied to it, and to be fair, it's quite a thick seal. And this wood, I mean, I explained earlier that I think this wood is tougher. It is a much tougher wood. It was much tougher to, well, basically when I drew around the number and the steps, it left no indentation in the wood. So I had to actually sort of draw the pencil line by hand around the edge of the number and on the steps. So the steps aren't quite right, really, but there we go. But what this has done is, as you might be able to see, it's left quite a rough surface, right? And in this bit, for example, and it is the same everywhere. And obviously I've got rough bits in here anyway, but I don't care about that. It's the edge that I'm bothered about. So the fact that the rest of the face of this has sort of ended up a little rough has made me think, I know it's been sealed, but maybe it'd be a good idea just to give the edge a very fine sanding. So that is one thing I'm going to do before I pour it. Also, I don't mind about the rest of the front face being a little rough because it's all going to get sanded back anyway, which this will at some point. However, this can be put to one side for now because my focus is this today, just to try and get the pour done on now, because I don't think I'm really going to be up to doing anything else today with the way that my back is. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed with this, to be honest, a little frustrated with it, but if I learn something from it, that's all part of the process. So anyway, that needs putting to one side while I give this a light sanding and get ready for my resin pour. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.